Hollywood's golden age is often remembered for its glitz, glamour, and larger-than-life stars. But behind the scenes, many of the iconic actors were battling personal demons. In this video, we'll delve into the lives of golden age actors who struggled with mental illness. From depression and anxiety to more severe disorders, these stars faced challenges that often went unseen by the public eye. Despite their hardships, they left a lasting impact on the entertainment world. Greta Garbo, one of Hollywood's most enigmatic stars, was known for her stunning beauty and captivating performances. Yet she also battled mental health challenges. Despite her public success, Garbo struggled with severe anxiety and depression throughout her life. Her reclusive nature, which became a hallmark of her later years, was often attributed to these mental health issues. In the 1940s, Garbo made the decision to retreat from the public eye, stepping away from acting at the height of her career. While some believed her exit was due to a desire for privacy, it is widely speculated that her struggles with anxiety and depression played a significant role in her decision. The pressures of fame, coupled with her sensitivity to criticism and her internal struggles, made it increasingly difficult for her to continue in the spotlight. Garbo's retreat into seclusion only amplified her mysterious image, and she became a symbol of the tortured artist. Though she never publicly discussed her mental health struggles, her decision to leave Hollywood behind left an indelible mark on her legacy, both as an actress and as a person who sought solace from the pressures of fame. Marilyn Monroe, one of the most iconic stars of the Golden Age, faced significant mental health challenges throughout her life. Behind her glamorous persona, Monroe struggled with anxiety, depression, and was reportedly diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Her mental health issues were exacerbated by her troubled childhood, including an unstable home environment and periods of foster care. Monroe's struggles were well documented, as she sought help at psychiatric institutions multiple times. She was known to have periods of intense emotional highs and lows, which affected both her personal life and her career. Despite her fame, she often felt isolated and misunderstood, leading to difficulties in maintaining stable relationships and a sense of fulfillment. Her emotional challenges were also reflected in her work, with Monroe frequently facing criticism for her inability to live up to the public's expectations of her as a carefree sex symbol. Tragically, her mental health struggles culminated in her untimely death in 1962, a loss that was, in part, linked to her ongoing battles with depression and substance abuse. Monroe's life and legacy continue to serve as a poignant reminder of the complex relationship between fame and mental health, highlighting how even the brightest stars can face profound internal struggles. Vivian Lee, best known for her iconic portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, struggled with bipolar disorder throughout much of her life. Her mental health challenges were marked by intense manic episodes, during which she experienced heightened energy, grandiosity, and a sense of invincibility. These periods were often followed by deep depressions, where she felt isolated and overwhelmed by sadness. Lee's mental health issues affected both her career and personal relationships. Her unpredictable moods and emotional instability led to frequent conflicts on film sets and in her personal life, including her tumultuous marriage to actor Laurence Olivier. Despite her struggles, Lee continued to work and deliver memorable performances, though her mental health battles often overshadowed her professional achievements. Her bipolar disorder was exacerbated by personal tragedies, including a miscarriage and the decline of her health in her later years. Her struggle with the disorder was compounded by public scrutiny, as she faced the pressures of living up to her portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara, a character that seemed to demand the opposite of the vulnerability she often felt. Jean Seberg, a prominent actress of the 1960s, is best remembered for her breakout role in Breathless, 1960, a film that solidified her as a key figure in the French New Wave. However, behind her youthful charm and success, Seberg struggled with severe depression and emotional distress. Her mental health was heavily affected by both personal and professional pressures, as well as the relentless media scrutiny she faced throughout her career. Seberg's mental health issues were exacerbated by her tumultuous personal life, including the series of difficult relationships and a high-profile, tumultuous marriage. She also faced a public backlash in the U.S. after her support for civil rights activists, particularly her involvement with the Black Panther Party. This led to FBI surveillance and invasive media attention, which only intensified her feelings of isolation and distress. Her mental health deteriorated over the years, and she was frequently in and out of psychiatric care. Seberg's tragic death in 1979, at the age of 40, was ruled as a probable suicide, though the circumstances remain controversial. Her legacy as a talented and unique actress is forever intertwined with her struggles, highlighting the dark side of fame and the impact of mental illness on even the most successful stars. Rita Hayworth, one of Hollywood's most glamorous and beloved stars, faced significant mental health challenges, particularly in her later years when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Known for her stunning beauty and roles in films like Gilda and Cover Girl, Hayworth was at the height of her fame during the 1940s. However, behind the scenes, she struggled with depression, anxiety, and the emotional toll of her personal life. Hayworth had a series of troubled marriages, with relationships that often exacerbated her mental health issues. Her marriages to men such as Prince Ali Khan, Orson Welles, and others took a significant emotional toll on her, as did the pressure of maintaining her public image. The relentless demands of her Hollywood career also contributed to her struggles, as she was often seen as a glamorous sex symbol, a label that sometimes overshadowed her desire for more depth and recognition as an actress. As Hayworth grew older, her mental health worsened, and she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in the 1970s. This cognitive decline further impacted her ability to live independently and contributed to deep feelings of sadness and isolation. Hayworth's battle with Alzheimer's was kept relatively private until after her death in 1987, and her diagnosis shed light on the unseen struggles that had plagued her long before her official diagnosis. Bette Davis, one of the most iconic and powerful actresses of the golden age of Hollywood, faced significant mental health challenges throughout her life. Known for her fierce personality, exceptional talent, and sharp wit, Davis' career was marked by both triumphs and struggles, many of which were linked to her mental health. Davis battled depression at various points in her life, particularly during times of personal and professional turmoil. Her tumultuous relationships, including 2 divorces and difficult interactions with her children, contributed to her emotional strain. In addition, Davis' complex relationship with the Hollywood studio system, including disputes over roles and pay, added to her stress. Her career, though incredibly successful, was often a source of tension, especially as she faced the pressures of living up to her earlier successes. Despite her personal struggles, Davis continued to work, delivering memorable performances in films like All About Eve and Jezebel. However, her depression and emotional difficulties became more pronounced as she aged. The combination of a demanding career, challenging personal life, and the public's sometimes harsh expectations placed a heavy burden on Davis. James Stewart, beloved for his wholesome image and portrayal of the everyman in films like It's a Wonderful Life and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, faced significant mental health struggles that were less visible to the public during his peak years. A decorated pilot during World War II, Stewart served as a bomber pilot in the U.S. Army Air Forces. The trauma he experienced during the war, including the harrowing responsibility of leading bombing missions, left him with lasting psychological scars. Stewart's struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder were well documented in his later years. The mental toll of war manifested in anxiety, nightmares, and a deep sense of survivor's guilt. Stewart's adjustment to civilian life was not immediate, and he was known to experience periods of depression and emotional difficulty. Despite these challenges, he continued to work and thrive in Hollywood, often portraying characters that reflected his deeply empathetic nature. While he was able to maintain a successful career, his PTSD was something Stewart had to cope with privately. It was only in later years, as he reflected on his experiences, that he openly acknowledged the psychological effects of his time in the war. Stewart's resilience in facing these personal battles, combined with his steadfast professionalism, only added to the admiration people had for him both on and off the screen. His struggle with PTSD serves as a reminder of the often hidden mental health challenges faced by many veterans, even those who appeared outwardly strong. Humphrey Bogart, one of Hollywood's most legendary actors, known for his tough guy persona in films like Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon, struggled with significant mental health challenges throughout his life. Though he built a career on portraying cynical yet charismatic characters, Bogart's personal life was marked by bouts of anxiety, mood swings, and emotional instability. A major factor in his mental health struggles was his tumultuous marriage to actress Mayo Meffat. The couple's volatile relationship was plagued by frequent arguments, public fights, and emotional strain, which exacerbated Bogart's existing anxiety. Their marriage, characterized by jealousy, distrust, and drinking, had a profound impact on his emotional well-being, adding further pressure to an already intense lifestyle. Bogart was also known for his heavy drinking, which often contributed to his mood swings and deteriorating mental state. His boisterous and reckless behavior at times hid deeper emotional pain, and the demands of his Hollywood career didn't always provide the emotional support he needed. Despite these challenges, Bogart's commitment to his craft and his professional success remained unshaken, and he continued to make iconic films. However, his mental health issues, compounded by his personal life and lifestyle choices, made his life a complicated balance between personal turmoil and public acclaim. His eventual marriage to Lauren Bacall in 1945 brought more stability, though the emotional scars from his earlier years lingered. Charlie Chaplin, one of the most influential figures in the history of cinema, grappled with significant emotional and mental health challenges throughout his life. Though he was beloved for his comedic genius and iconic portrayal of the tramp, his personal life was often filled with turmoil that deeply affected his emotional well-being. Chaplin faced periods of depression, especially following the highly publicized scandals that tarnished his image. One of the most damaging incidents was his paternity lawsuit in the 1940s, when a young woman, Joan Barry, claimed that Chaplin was the father of her child. The legal battle and the intense media scrutiny that accompanied it were devastating for Chaplin, further straining his mental health. This scandal, combined with his tumultuous marriages, including his highly publicized separation from his second wife, actress Rita Hayworth, left Chaplin feeling emotionally isolated. In addition to these personal struggles, Chaplin's political views and his outspoken opposition to the rise of fascism made him a target of the U.S. government. His 1952 exile to Europe, after being denied re-entry into the United States due to his political beliefs, marked another painful chapter in his life. Although his public persona remained strong, these pressures took an emotional toll. Judy Garland, one of the most beloved and tragic stars of Hollywood's golden age, faced severe mental health challenges throughout her life, which were closely intertwined with the pressures of her career. Known for her iconic performances in The Wizard of Oz and A Star is Born, Garland's rise to fame began at a very young age, and the intense scrutiny she faced only grew as she matured. Garland struggled with depression and addiction, with her battle against these issues often exacerbated by the pressures placed on her by the studio system. MGM, where she was contracted, subjected her to extreme dieting, strenuous work schedules, and constant monitoring, which had long-lasting effects on her mental health. Her early exposure to medication, including barbiturates and amphetamines prescribed by the studio to help her cope with exhaustion, contributed to her addiction struggles later in life. In addition to her depression and substance abuse, Garland was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which led to extreme mood swings, periods of intense creativity followed by devastating lows, and significant personal and professional difficulties. Her marriages, including those to musicians and directors, were marked by turmoil, and she often found herself battling loneliness and emotional distress. Garland's struggles were well documented by the media, and her health continued to decline as she became a more tragic figure in Hollywood. Despite the challenges, her incredible talent endured, but the combination of her mental health issues, substance abuse, and relentless career pressures ultimately led to her untimely death in 1969 at the age of 47. Her legacy, marked by unforgettable performances, is often overshadowed by the personal toll her fame exacted on her mental health.